everyone, I'm just about to start my workout for today. This is going to be a 20-minute Tabata-style HIIT training workout today. No equipment necessary. I will be using my Oogie ball, but I'm not lifting any weights. I'm still recovering from my last blood donation. So it usually takes me about 3 to 5 days before I feel comfortable doing any upper body work like push-ups or lifting weights. So we're not lifting any weights today. Let me just show you the exercises very quickly so that you can see what we're doing. And then if you want to do the workout right along with me, you know what we're doing. So there are 5 exercises. The first one is going to be a prisoner jacks with an oblique knee twist. When I say prisoner, I'm just talking about this. Clasp your hands together like this behind your neck, like a prisoner, okay? Your hands will stay there for this whole exercise. Now we're going to do like 3 jumping jacks. Normally when you do jumping jacks, you start with your feet together, jump out and in. So we're gonna be starting with our feet apart. We're gonna jump our feet in and then out. Now you're gonna lift one knee and twist your body, do an oblique twist to meet your knee with the opposite elbow like this. That's 1 rep. We'll switch sides for the knee twist with each rep. So now jump the feet in, out, lift the other leg and twist to meet that leg with the opposite knee. That's rep number 2. Okay, so it'll look like this all put together. In, out, twist, that's 1. In, out, twist the other side. 2, 3, 4. The remaining 4 exercises I'm gonna be down on my mat. So if you have an exercise mat or a yoga mat or a towel, go ahead and grab that before we begin. You're going to want something that you can lie down on comfortably. Starting with Russian twists, I typically add weight to this. So if you want to add weight to it, you can grab a kettlebell or a dumbbell or a medicine ball or a household item like a jug of laundry detergent or a water bottle. Any type of weight is fine. Normally I do these with weight. Today I'm doing them without weight because I don't want to lift anything. So I'm going to lift my feet off the mat and I have my hands together. I'm just gonna twist and touch my hands down on this side of the mat. Twist and tap down on the other side of the mat, okay? That's it. Just twist and tap, twist and tap, twist and tap. If your range of motion does not allow you to reach all the way, to twist your body all the way so that you can actually tap your hands down on the mat, that's fine. Just twist as far as you can, like this, with the thought in mind of trying to reach the mat. Don't push your body into something that you're not ready to do yet, but that's what you're going for. But just work to your own level, work within your range of motion. Also, if you're a beginner and it is too difficult for you to lift your feet off the mat like this, you can do the same exercise with your heels down on the mat. Okay, so twist and tap, or twist to wherever you can. All right, this is your beginner modification, but that's Russian twists. And I just realized that I didn't give you a beginner modification for the first exercise, but I will. Stick around, let me finish with these, and then I'll go back and give you a beginner modification for the prisoner jacks with the oblique knee twist. Okay, everybody say hi to Oogie. I am using my Oogie ball for these next 2 exercises, but you don't need to use a ball. Let me show you first what I'll be doing, and then I'll show you an equipment-free modification. I'm just doing glute bridge raises. So I have glute bridge raises. So I have 1 foot on the ball. I'm gonna lift the other foot. And I have the bottom of my foot pointing towards the ceiling. I'm gonna press my standing leg, press this foot into the ball, and I have my arms to the side for support. I'm going to press this foot into the ball and lift my hips up as high as I can, squeezing the glutes at the top. I like to think of trying to take the bottom of this shoe and leaving an imprint on the ceiling. Like I want to leave an imprint of the bottom of my shoe on the ceiling. So I'm trying to really reach that foot up as high as I can. And then lower down. That's it, that's the exercise, okay? So lift, squeeze the glutes, lower. Nice, strong, tight core, lower. If you don't have a ball similar to this one, you could probably do this on a Swiss ball or a balance ball if you have one of those, if it's not too tall. You could try, if you have a low plyo box, You could try a low chair or a stool, any kind of elevated surface, cinder blocks, a milk crate, if you have something like that lying around the house. Just make sure that it's not going to slide from underneath you. So for example, if you wanted to do this on a chair maybe or a stool, maybe put that on the mat so it can't slide from underneath you. If you don't want to elevate your foot or you don't have a surface available to elevate your foot, that's fine. You can do the same thing right on the mat. So just the same exercise without the foot elevated. So this will be my standing leg. I'll show you on the other leg. Press the heel into the mat. Lift the hips like you're trying to make an imprint of the bottom of your shoe on the ceiling, and lower. Lift and lower, controlling the movement on the way up, controlling the movement on the way down. So that's your equipment-free modification. If you need a beginner modification, what we'll be doing, I mentioned this is a Tabata-style workout, so we're going to be doing 20-second work intervals. I'm going to be staying on one leg for the entire 20 seconds, and with each work interval, I'll switch legs. But here's a beginner modification. If the one leg bridge lifts are too difficult, you can keep both feet on the ground for each work interval. So you won't be switching legs, you'll be doing the exact same exercise for the entire 4 minutes. So pressing both heels into the ground, you're gonna push your heels into the ground, lift your hips as high as you can, squeeze the glutes at the top, and then controlling the movement on the way down, you will lower your hips, okay? Just like this, lift and lower. That's your beginner modification. Exercise number 4, I am again using my Oogie ball, but again, you don't need it. I'm gonna show you what I'm doing first, then I'll show you your equipment-free modification. So I'm just gonna be doing competition sit-ups, and I have my legs elevated on the ball. I'm gonna start with my hands extended overhead like this, sit up, and when I say a competition sit-up, I just mean I'm gonna lean forward and touch my toes and return to the starting position. So sit up, continue forward, touch the toes, and back down. Again, any elevated surface will work. When before I have my ball, or even something touch the ball, I frequently do this exercise with my legs elevated on a chair, but again, I always make sure to have my chair on a mat so that it won't slide around. But again, you could use a plyo box, you could use your coffee table, you could use a park bench if you want to take this workout to the park, a milk crate, a cinder block, any type of elevated surface that won't slide around on you and that's going to be safe is fine. If you don't have an elevated surface that you can use, or you just need an easier modification, you can just do competition sit-ups. So without your legs elevated, just have your legs straight, extend the arms, and now sit up. And if you can, lean forward and touch your toes, okay? So this is a competition sit-up without the legs elevated. That's your equipment-free modification. If you don't have a range of motion that allows you to touch your toes, then do any sit-up variation. You can bend your knees and just do regular sit-ups. That's fine. If you can't sit up all the way, you can do crunches. You could do reverse crunches, you could do toe touches. Any ab exercise you want to do is fine. And for the 5th and final exercise, I'm going to be down here in elbow plank. So elbows on the mat, extend the feet back so you're in a plank position, feet together. I'm just going to twist and dip my hip down, touch the floor on this side, return to the center, and then alternate sides. So twist and dip the hip, hip dip, hip dip. Okay, that exercise might be doable for beginners, but if the hip dips are too much for you, you can try just holding a plank position. We're doing 20-second work intervals, 10-second rest intervals. So you can rest for 10 seconds. Then during your 20-second work interval, do your best to stay in plank for a full 20 seconds. If you can't, then I would recommend maybe having your mat this way. So 10 seconds rest, timer beeps, come up to your plank position. When you need to rest, you can put your knees down, keep the rest break as short as you can, but try to spend as much of that 20-minute work interval as you can in your elbow plank, okay? I think that's doable for beginners. If you are not capable of doing that for whatever reason and you need to see something else, I'm always here to help with modifications or substitutions. So as always, if anything is unclear about the format, if you have any questions about the specific exercises we're doing today, if you need to see beginner modifications that I'm not showing you, please just ask. I am always more than happy to help answer questions and help with modifications or substitutions. Anything I can do to make sure the workouts are accessible to anyone and everyone who wants to do them. So if you have any questions, if there's anything I'm not covering, anything that's unclear, if you need any further help with modifications or substitutions beyond what I'm showing you in the video, please just ask. So one last thing before we get started, I did want to show you a beginner modification for the first exercise. That was our prisoner jack with the oblique knee twist. So if you don't want to jump for whatever reason, you're very overweight or you have bad knees, or for whatever reason, if you don't want to jump, here's what you can do instead, okay? You can just start with your feet together instead of starting with your feet apart. And then instead of jumping the feet apart, just tap. So tap this leg out to the side and then bring up the knee, twist and meet with the elbow on the opposite side. And then bring your foot back in. Alternating sides, so now tap the foot out and now lift the knee, twist and meet the knee with the elbow on the opposite side, okay? So tap and twist and then return to the starting position. Tap, twist, return to the starting position. Now, if you're very overweight or if you struggle with balance, that may still be too difficult for you, so you can always hold on to a chair. This chair is quite flimsy, it's just what I have out here. I recommend if you're gonna be holding onto a chair for support that you use something more sturdy than this. A dining room chair would be a much better option. But again, I have this on my mat so it can't slide around on me. And I'm just gonna hold on to the chair for support. And then I'm gonna do basically the same thing with a slight little modification. I'm going to reach, so this is I'm gonna have the chair on the same side as my standing leg for support. I'm gonna tap the other toe out and I'm gonna reach this arm up on the same side. So instead of doing an oblique twist and bringing the opposite knee to meet my, the opposite elbow to meet my knee when I lift my knee, I'm gonna keep this hand here for support and I'll meet the knee with the elbow on the same side. So I'm gonna lift that knee and bring my arm down to meet the knee with my elbow on the same side, okay? And then you can bring the foot back in if you want, or you can just stay out here. Okay, so you can do this, tap the foot out, bring the knee up and meet with the elbow, and then return to the starting position, like that. And if you feel comfortable, you can hold a real light weight in your hand, like a 1 pound or a 3 pound dumbbell or a can of soup or a water bottle if you want. Or you can also just keep the foot out here, okay? So you can just do this. Okay? So if you opt for this modification, you're going to want to switch sides with each interval. So I'm moving the chair so that you can still see me. But if you're doing it at home, obviously you don't have to move the chair. You can just turn your body like that. But I'm just showing you so you don't have to look at my back while I'm doing it. But then the same thing. So now the other side, tap the foot out and either stay here or tap the foot back in with each rep. Out, knee lift, and back. That's your option, with or without added weight. But I think pretty much most beginners can handle that. If you don't have anything like a chair that's sturdy enough or that you feel confident enough, you can use something sturdier like a kitchen counter or the wall. So I'm gonna show you in here. This is covered with dirty little raccoon footprints, little raccoons get all dirty and muddy, and then they come back here, they climb up this pole and then climb on my roof, try to break into my attic constantly, and then they go to the front and dig up my lawn for grubs. I know their whole routine, but I have to clean this. There's a bunch of little dirty raccoon footprints on here. But anyway, this is just to demonstrate. So on a wall, okay, I'm showing you on here. This is nice and sturdy, but I mean, if you have something like this, is fine. But you can do the same thing on a wall. So I have my hand on the wall for support, and then the same thing, okay? And then with each interval, you're just gonna turn and work the other side, okay? So that's your beginner modification for the first exercise. All right, so that's all 5 exercises with your beginner and equipment free modifications. Now here's the format. I mentioned this is a Tabata style workout, so that means 10-second rest intervals, 20-second work intervals, and 8 rounds. That's what I mean when I say Tabata. 10 seconds rest, 20 seconds work times 8 rounds, so that's 4 minutes. So we will be spending 4 minutes on each exercise. We'll do 4 minutes on the first exercise before we move to the next. So each exercise we're gonna do for 4 minutes before moving on. So the whole workout's gonna take us 20 minutes. 5 exercises, 4 minutes on each exercise. It'll take a few extra minutes because we'll need time to move from one exercise to the next, but that's why I wanted to go over everything first, so that once I start the workout, we're gonna keep it moving and try to take as little time as possible in between the exercises, because the goal is for this to feel like one 20-minute workout as opposed to 5 little micro 4-minute workouts, okay? So now you know what we're doing. If you have an elevated surface that you would like to use for the glute bridge raises and the competition sit-ups, go ahead and grab that. Definitely grab a thick exercise mat if you have one, or a yoga mat, or a towel, or both, so that you have something comfortable to lie down on. Take a minute to make sure you're good and warmed up, and when you're ready, let's go. Okay, so my watch is going, timer is going. Remember, we always start with a 10-second rest interval so that we have a few seconds to get ready. When the timer beeps again, that's when our 20-second work interval starts. I'm gonna do my best. My last rep, I did an uneven number of reps. I ended up on this side. I'm gonna do my best now to remember with each interval to pick it up where I left off, so that hopefully I'm not doing an even amount of reps on both sides at the end of the day. My OCD likes to keep it even. It's a minor detail, doesn't really matter, so don't worry too much about it, but I know this is a hard exercise to do for 4 minutes straight. We're more than halfway done with our first 4 minutes. After this interval, we only have 3 more intervals left, I believe, unless I miscounted. If you started doing these the way I'm doing them, but you're getting too fatigued to continue and you're finding that 10 seconds is not enough rest, then you can always switch to the beginner version, which is the non-jumping version. Just so that you can keep going, keep getting your reps in. Even if you're too fatigued or too out of breath to continue this way, it's a way you can keep going. I believe, unless I miscounted, this is our last interval. It is. Okay, we're just about done with this exercise. Okay, that's our first 4 minutes done. Now quickly, on to the next exercise. So we started already. This is our 10-second rest interval. As soon as the timer beeps again, that's the start of our first 20-second work interval, where we'll be doing Russian twists with or without weights, heels on the floor or off the floor. Remember, just make the decision that's best for you. Work to your own level. 10 seconds rest. Here we go, interval number 2. Three, 2, 1, here we go. So even with these, I'm trying to remember which side did I leave off on like the previous round. I just really like to keep things even. I know twisting to the right one more time than I twisted to the left is really not like a big deal, but I just really like to keep things even. All right, here we go, next interval. Five more seconds, and then we're halfway done with this exercise. When we're doing Tabata-style workouts, it can be tough in one way. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Because you're doing the same thing for basically 4 minutes straight. We do get those 10-second rest intervals, but it's still a long time to do the same exercise. So it's a little bit of a burnout, but it's only 4 minutes. And to me, I like this format a lot because it's a little bit of a burnout. It gets tough, but it's only 4 minutes. And at the end of those 4 minutes, here we go, their next interval. At the end of those 4 minutes, like you're done with that exercise for the day. And for me, this format, it goes by really quickly. Like this 20 minutes will feel a lot faster to me than if I had made this a circuit, for example. All right, we have just 2 intervals left. Hang in there, it's only 1 more minute of Russian twists. But if I had made this a circuit, 3, 2, 1, here we go, and I had just done the circuit like 10 times through, however many times through. And even if I had, made a 20-minute workout that way, it technically would be done before this workout because it would be 20 minutes straight. And for this workout, this is our last interval of Russian twists. Hang in there with me in 3 seconds. Doing it this way, it technically takes a little longer than 20 minutes because like I said, it takes a minute or so to move from one exercise to the next. But to me, it feels like it goes by faster. I don't know, I like this format. Okay, really feeling my legs now, but we have just 1 second left. We're all done. All right. So that's 2 exercises down. Next is our glute bridge raises. So I'm quickly getting my oogie ball ready. Timer's going. This is our 10-second rest interval. As soon as we hear the beat, we're gonna start. Here we go. Switching legs. If you're doing one leg bridge raises, if you're doing the beginner version, you're just gonna have both feet on the ground the whole time. Here we go. Lift those hips as high as you can. Remember, you want to feel like you're trying to just waiting for the plane so you can hear me. Switching legs. I was starting to say, remembering that you're wanting to feel like you're going to make an imprint of the bottom of your shoe on the ceiling. Switching legs, I believe we are halfway there. Just 2 more intervals on each side. So lift those hips as high as you can. Get that foot up as high as you can. Keep your core tight and engaged. And remember to squeeze those glutes at the top. And without sacrificing your form, complete as many reps as you possibly can during that 20-second work interval. That's the other thing about Tabata, that the work intervals are short. So you're meant to really exhaust yourself with each work interval. Obviously, again, don't push your body into doing something you're not ready to do. Don't push yourself harder than what you're capable of giving today. You really have to know how to listen to your body and decide where that line is. Because yeah, you want to push yourself. I believe this is our last interval. You want to challenge yourself and you want to really push yourself to do as many reps as you can and work as hard as you can during each 20-second work interval. However, you don't want to sacrifice form. Okay, that's our 4 minutes. I'm starting this timer again right away because I'm already set up where I need to be for the next exercise. That's my competition sit-ups. I really didn't give myself any downtime in between these last two exercises because there wasn't a need to. I didn't have to move. I didn't have to shift equipment around. I didn't have to stand or sit. I didn't have to change the position of my mat. So there was no need to take any extra time. So I started my timer immediately because, like I said, I'm wanting this to feel like one long, continuous 20-minute workout instead of 5 little 4-minute workouts. But as always, if you need more time than what I'm taking in between the exercises, by all means, take a few minutes to breathe. Let your heart rate come down a little. Towel off. Have a sip of water. Whatever you need to do. Constantly, I'm repeating myself, but it's just really important that you go at your own pace. So take as much time as you need, but just, challenge yourself to keep the rest break as short as you can. Try to move from one exercise to the next as quickly as you can. You can always just pause the video, and then when you're ready, just start it back up if you want to stay with me. That's one of the reasons that, there are many reasons, but that's one of the reasons that I used to always cut the workout videos so that they were about 5 to 10 minutes in length. 2 more intervals left. It was so that you could see me doing the workout, and you could see what the exercises looked like. I always type the instructions in the description box so you would know how many sets, how many reps, how to set your timer. I'll finish the thought after the plank. Last interval, here we go. So the intent was that you could see what the exercise looks like, read what the format is, and then go do the workout on your own. But I got a lot of requests, people asking me to show the whole workout so they could work out along with the video. So my only concern with doing it this way, so I'm gonna move as quickly as I can onto the last exercise. But it's just gonna take me a minute to shift stuff around. I'm gonna move as quickly as I can. But what I'm saying is that the concern for me with that, this is the last one, right? Yeah, okay. Starting my timer now for our elbow plank, side to side, hip dips. Here we go. I'm going to start to this side, just to keep it even. But this thought I've been trying to get out for the last 5 minutes is just that, you know, that's one of my concerns when I show the whole workout, is that if you're working out right along with the video, you might be wanting to just work out at my pace. Instead of working out at your own pace. So my concern is one of two things. Okay, 2 more seconds, we'll start our next interval. That either A, you're going to be pushing yourself to maintain a pace that you're not ready for. If I'm going faster, then what's ideal for you? And if that happens, you might start to get a little sloppy. And if you get careless with your form, that's where you run the risk of getting injured. Worst case scenario, you get injured. Best case scenario, if you're not using proper form, you're just not getting the maximum benefit out of the exercise. So like, what's the point? If you're out here just flailing around because I'm going faster than what you should be going, the pace that's right for you, and you're just flailing around to try to keep up with me, and your form's a mess, then you're really just wasting 20 minutes because, like, you know, not, like I said, getting the maximum benefits out of the exercise. Or on the flip side of that is, if you're stronger than I am, and you're capable of going faster than I am while maintaining proper form, then you should be going faster. I think, is this our last interval of these? I can't read. I think we might have 2 more, including this one. I'm not sure. So if you are stronger than I am, and you don't need the rests that I take, or you're capable of fitting in more reps without sacrificing your form, I don't want to slow you down. Okay, this is our last interval in 5 more seconds. So you're again not getting the maximum benefits if you're not pushing yourself as hard as you could be, since you're going at my pace and I'm not as strong as you are. Then you're kind of taking it easy. So even if you're working out along with the video, it's just really important that you go at your own pace. Whether that's faster than me or slower than me, it doesn't matter. All right, we're done already. That was our 20 minutes of Tabata-style HIIT for today. Excellent job. I misspoke though, we're not quite done. If you follow my workouts regularly, you know that no workout of mine is ever complete until we have done our bonus burpee. So we have just 1 rep left to go. Let's do our bonus burpee together, and then the workout is officially complete. Now I'm stopping my watch. And just as I was doing that push-up, I became very aware that, oh, I didn't want to be doing push-ups today. That's the whole reason I selected these exercises that I picked, but it's just 1 push-up. I think I'll live. But remember that even the bonus burpee, you can always modify it any way you need to. You can come down for your knees, go down to your knees for the push-up. You can eliminate the push-up. Any burpee variation that you can manage for the bonus burpee is fine, but the bonus burpee itself is mandatory. That's our little exclamation point on the end of each workout. It's our little celebration that we got it done. So please don't ever skip your bonus burpee. It's every bit as important as all the other reps we just did. So that's our 20-minute Tabata-style HIIT workout. FYI, I will be adding on an additional 30 minutes of moderate paced cardio with my jump rope. The jump rope is not part of the workout. I'm just letting you know what I'm doing, so that if you would also like to add on some cardio, that's an option. You don't have to, and it doesn't have to be jump rope. If you want to do exactly what I'm doing, or you're just nosy-rosy and you just want to know what I'm doing, I'm leaving my timer set for 10-second rest intervals and 20-second work intervals, but instead of 8 rounds, I will be resetting my timer for 60 rounds of those 2 intervals. 10 seconds rest, 20 seconds work times 60 rounds, so that's 30 minutes. I'm going to get some music going and I'm going to jump rope for 30 minutes at a moderate pace. So if you want to do jump rope, you can do that. You can do it for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, however long you want. If you have an exercise bike or a treadmill, you can hop on there, or you can go for a jog or go for a bike ride in real life if you own a bicycle. You can go for a swim, a hike, you can go play some tennis, whatever you want to do. The additional cardio is totally optional, so it can be whatever you want. That is going to do it for today. So if you did this workout with me today, thank you very much. Please let me know what you thought of it and how you did. Thank you to everyone who's been working out with me lately. Thank you to all of the new subscribers. If you're not subscribed already, please subscribe. Thank you to everyone who's been watching the videos, liking them, sharing them, commenting on them, and especially to those of you who have been commenting with the secret code phrase of the day. So before I let you go, I will give you today's secret code phrase of the day. It is, every breath I take without your permission raises my self-esteem. So if you are still watching this video, please let me know you're still watching the video by going down to the comment section and leaving me a comment that says, every breath I take without your permission raises my self-esteem. Got it? Every breath I take without your permission raises my self-esteem. So if you do that, if you leave me a comment that says that, I'll know somebody's still watching. So it'll make my day. All right, that is gonna do it for today, and I will see you all next time. Bye.